NRL Fanatics here back today with a video. But before getting into it, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. You like the video and you're commenting your thoughts down in the comment section below. And the main target of this channel next is to get 700 subscribers by the end of this month. So at the moment we're at 644 subscribers. So let's get to 650 and let's get to 700. So if you're new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. As well as returning viewers, make sure you're liking the video and you're commenting your thoughts. But let's get into it. Player ratings for round 19. Look, this is a very tough one to do because, you know, there wasn't too many standout performers from yesterday's diabolical performance against the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I did my review earlier, so make sure you check that out on the channel. The review is already up, so go check that out if you haven't seen it already. But let's get into it now. From the starting 13 to the bench, ratings from 1 to 10, ratings from 1 to 10. So starting off at fullback, and it was Reece Walsh, and you know what, Reece Walsh had a very mixed game. He started off the game pretty poorly. You know, two massive mistakes for kicks that went out on the full, and South Sydney Rabbitohs really made us pay for those mistakes by Reece Walsh. And I thought in the second half, it was a lot better. Reece Walsh improved a lot in the second half. And he'll take plenty out of this game. He'll take a lot of learning. You know, he's only young. And, you know, he'll take plenty out of this game because, you know, it wasn't his best performance. But, you know what? I was going to give Reece Walsh a very low rating here. But I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Just because he had a much better second half. So, yeah, Reece Walsh for me, a 5 out of 10. But for Reece Walsh, you know, there's plenty of learning, and I'm sure he will learn from it. So, yeah, 5 out of 10 for me for Reece Walsh. Now, moving on to the wing, and that is Dallin Watene-Zelezniak. And I thought Dallin Watene-Zelezniak had a very good game, actually. I thought he had a very good game. He started off pretty well. Obviously, he scored that try, you know, off a South Sydney bad pass. But, you know, he still had a pretty solid game for me, Dallin Watene-Zelezniak. And you know what? I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 here. Maybe people might disagree with me on this, but I think he had a pretty solid game. So, yeah, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I think it wasn't such a bad performance by Dallin. Now, moving on to the centres, and the first centre I'm going to talk about is Adam Pompey. And, look, I don't think Adam Pompey had his greatest game, to be honest. I don't think it was great. I think he was quiet, to be fair. And, you know what? I'm going to give Adam Pompey here a 4 out of 10. I don't think it was a great performance by Adam Pompey, but, you know, each to their own. You know, Adam Pompey, you know, I've always been impressed with what he does when he comes and plays first grade, but I don't think it was his greatest performance. So, yeah, I'm going to give Adam here a 4 out of 10. Moving on to the other centre pairing, and that is Euan Aitken, and I'm going to give Euan Aitken a 6 out of 10. Look, I think it was pretty quiet, to be fair. I think Euan Aitken was pretty quiet. You know, I don't think we saw too much of him in this game, so you know what, I think he was a 6 out of 10 for me, but, look, you know, he wasn't terrible, he wasn't horrible or anything, but, you know, I thought it was pretty quiet. So, yeah, I'm going to give Euan Aitken a 6 out of 10. Moving on to the other wing position, and that is Marcelo Montoya, and I'm going to give Marcelo Montoya here a 6 out of 10. Look, he wasn't terrible, he wasn't great, but, you know, he did his job. That's all he did. I think that he just did his job. So, yeah, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Moving on to the halves pairing of Cody Nikorima and Chad Townsend. And Cody Nikorima, look, I'm going to give Cody Nikorima here a 4 out of 10. Not much to say there about Cody Nikorima. I don't think it was, you know, a great performance by Cody there. So, yeah, I'll give him a 4. As with Chad Townsend, I thought it was a pretty quiet game from Chad Townsend, so I'm also going to give him a 4 out of 10. Moving into the prop position, and it is Addin Fonua-Blake, and I thought Addin Fonua-Blake had another good, solid game. You know, unfortunately, you know, he did have an injury, he did pick up an injury from what I heard, so, you know, I'm going to give Addin Fonua-Blake here a 7 out of 10 from what I saw of Addin Fonua-Blake's performance. I thought he was pretty solid. I didn't think, you know, he was perfect, but, you know, I think he had a great, solid game. So, yeah, Addin Fonua-Blake for me is 7. Moving on to the hooker position, and it was Jazz Tavanga playing in that position on Saturday afternoon. And I'm going to give Jazz Tevaga here a 5 out of 10. Look, I'm not a big fan of Jazz Tevaga at hooker. You know, he's played there quite a bit over the years, and for me, Jazz Tevaga is better in the lock position or coming off the bench. So I'm not a big fan of Jazz Tevaga in that hooker position. You know, I think his best positions are in the forwards. So yeah, for me, Jazz Tevaga not great at the hooker position. So yeah, I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Moving on to the other prop position, and that is Matthew Lodge. And I'm going to give Matthew Lodge here an 8 out of 10. I thought he had another great game, Matthew Lodge. Very solid, did his job, and he was pretty good overall. So, yeah, Matthew Lodge for me is an 8 out of 10. And moving on to the other second row position is Jack Murchie. And I thought Jack Murchie was very average in my opinion. I think he was very average. Didn't do enough, you know, for me. So I'm going to give Jack Murchie here a 4 out of 10. And moving on to the other second row position is Bailey Sirenen, and I'm going to give Bailey Sirenen a 5 out of 10. So, yeah, that, for me, you know, the second row position wasn't our strongest point in this game. And now for the lock position of Josh Curran. Look, I thought Josh Curran was great, actually. I thought he did a great job. I think it was very solid. I think he did his work pretty well. So, I'm going to give Josh Curran a 7 out of 10. Now, moving on to the bench now, and the bench spot coming on to play in the hooker's spot was Taniela Otukalo. And Taniela Otukalo, despite limited minutes, I thought he was great. I thought he did a great job. And I'm going to give Taniela Otukalo a 7 out of 10. I think it was great, actually. I think he did a good job. Defensively, he was solid. Now, maybe we didn't get to see too much of him run with the ball, but I think he was pretty solid. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. The next player on the bench is Elias Katoa, and I'm going to, sorry, not Elias Katoa, Eliasa Katoa. Apologies for the pronunciation. I need to get better at that. But yeah, Eliasa Katoa, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Bunty Afara, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. I don't think it was great. And Leeson Armel, I think, had a pretty good job. Did a pretty good job off the bench, so I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for me. So, yeah, so to run through the player ratings again quickly, and so Reece Walsh, I gave him a 5 out of 10. Dallin Martinez-Zelezniak, a 7. Adam Pompey, a 4 out of 10. Ewan Aiken, a 6 out of 10. Marcelo Montoya, a 6. Tania Otukalo, a 7 out of 10. Eliasa Katoa, 6 out of 10. Bunty Afara, a 4 out of 10. Leeson Armel, a 6. Cody Nikorima, a 4. Chad Townsend, a 4. Adam Fanua-Blake, a 7. Jazz Tevaga, a 5 out of 10. Matthew Lodge, an 8 out of 10. Jack Murchie, a 4 out of 10. Bailey Sirenen, a 4 out of 10. And Josh Curran, a 7 out of 10. So that is my player ratings for round 19 for the South Sydney Rabbitohs versus the New Zealand Warriors game on Saturday afternoon. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And the massive goal of this channel is to get to 700 subscribers by the end of this month. So at the moment, the channel's at 644 subscribers. So we're a couple away from 650. So if you're new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. You're liking the video as well, and you're commenting your thoughts down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on my player ratings? Do you disagree with them? Do you agree with them? Let me know down below. And I'll see you guys all tonight for Warriors NRL Fanatics Sunday Night Live at 7:30 PM Australia time, 9:30 PM New Zealand time. See you all there.